Okay. Anybody agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And we'll pick up there. We went through most of the fifth, didn't we?
Yes,
Or
sir.
the last part of the fifth, I'm sure. And we know, as we've always been telling you and ourselves, you can't be the church at home, you can't be the church anywhere. Love begins at home. And if you can't find love there, where are you going to find it? You can't find it in the church if you ain't living it at home. And that's the important thing about being the church. It starts at home and you spread it abroad everywhere you go. Your true self is not in this church. Your true self, most of the time, is at home. Am I right? You are you at home. And you're most comfortable being you at home, right? And the real us, comes out at home. I'm fogging up a little bit, so bear with me. And if we're really going to be the church, God has given us a pattern to go by, because in the first place, he told us as the people of God, and this is the concept that's so maliciously attacking this church, the saints of God, is because we've taken on the pattern of the world more than the pattern of God. We reverse the roles, and we reverse the concepts, the teachings, the law of God, the word of God has been twisted and made non-effect to the world and part of the church, because we took on the same thing. And by that I mean the parents are not being parents anymore. Am I right? As they ought to. The world says if you can't get along, divorce. Right? Bible says to us, and our vows told us as well, until death do us part. But we want it until you make me mad. Right? And the Bible said, be fruitful and multiply, but the world says abort. Population control. Who owns the population? The government, right? Right? Okay. So when population control takes over, man is taken over, right? Hello? Hello? Y'all not sure? Listen, that's why they put those, what's those pills they call them? Yeah, but they call them also like a day after pill. So you can put nice titles on it, but it's still doing the same thing, right? Mercy killing, euthanasia, all of this. God's way has been smushed because of man not fully trusting in what God is given. And that's this. Without this, we lost, aren't we? Hello? If you're a saint of God and you're not following this, who are you following? Huh? Think about it. And so the world has come into the church so much that we have brought those same concepts into the church, and Christians are getting bad, just as bad as the world, in divorcing. what's sad is to say. And abortion, we know it's not God's way. Am I right? So let's pick up at the 4th verse. We said Ephesians, the 6th chapter, right?
Yes, sir.
The law of man tells us that if I don't like what my parents doing, I don't like the way things going, I can turn them in. Right?
Yes. You can divorce them.
Mm-hmm.
Divorce your parents as well.
And the world has given the concept of us as men that and parents that you beat the child to death. Sort of, kind of, right? But let's see what the Bible tells us. It's a way that seemeth right to us, but the end thereof ends up being the way of death, doesn't it?
Yes. And it destroys and separates.
Yeah.
And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath.
You know, sometimes we can make our children get angry by the way we act. Yeah, we make them bitter. And parents, we're not always right. We're not always knowing what to do. And that's true. And how to do. And we separate our children and family more than bring them together. This is a tactic, true, the devil is using because he realized from the foundation of the world that God wanted the family unit to also become a pattern of the church. One in love, unity, right? Helping and supporting and protecting each other as one. The world has put the devil has put a dent in the family unit. And we have such a high rate of children homeless, separated from the parents. Parents don't know how to be parents because when they had the children, they were pretty much children themselves. And the circle and cycle of life continues to escalate, and yet the system is trying to fix it when we need God to fix it. Because we have broken away from the Word of God in our society, and we know that the devil has instigated it, yet we had the opportunity as individuals, especially the church, I say the saints of God, to intervene and to also be examples of it. But we see so much in what is called church and those that are supposed to be spiritual leaders in church not even setting the examples. So the church is saying, well, what's the use? What's the use of going to church? What's the use of reading the Word of God? Nobody's doing what it says. Nobody cares. But see, we got to understand this also. God holds every last one of us individually accountable, especially when we have heard the truth. There's no excuse. If we was to go back even to the 10 Commandments, most of us can find that the world and even ourselves have been a part of breaking it somehow or some way. And so when the devil got into the minds of government and man to take church out of school, to take the Bible and prayer out of school, it put a big bite into the way the system is now going. Because if we don't educate spiritually as well as naturally so, we have still lost the foundation and base of growing up the family. Hello? And now the devil has been shrewd enough to put all kind of books and stuff into the school system that is contrary to the word of God, and it said it's okay. And everybody's doing it, so it must be right. But if we as the church wake up and continue to fall down on our face and knees and intercede, get right with God first of all, and intercede, we can help. Cause prayer is necessary. Somebody prayed for us to get us where we are today. Huh? And somebody's still praying for us to get out of us. Hello? And so when you read this, read with a third eye and hear with a third ear. Huh? Let it sink in. Think about it. You know, just like you got a piece of candy or cake or something, you say, I need some more of this, right? The word of God is like that, sweeter than a honeycomb. Yeah. So read on.
Did I complete verse 4?
Yes, go ahead and finish it. I don't think I'll let you.
But bring them up in the nurture and admiration of the Lord.
Listen, you got to nurse it. How many of you, when you sick, especially when you was a kid, and he uses this kind of concept, especially when you was a kid, mostly mama, right? When you was sick, mama was mostly there, right? Hello? And mama came to you, I don't feeling well. My knee, I cut my knee open. And so mama would kiss it. Did that feel better? Uh-huh. Right? Y'all remember some of those days? Some of y'all? And not only that, when you were not feeling your best and you got sick and your stomach was sour, mama would come with that good old homemade soup. Maybe it came out of a can for some of us, but it was still good, right? She would be the one nurse you to your side, put you in the bed, or let you stay in the bed, skip school, and put the pillow behind you. You feeling better? Some of us know we was faking too, but we had to pay for that one. But you see, she nursed us back to where we could feel like we were back to normal, didn't we? What was she doing? Giving us what? TLC. Nothing like TLC, right? And God is trying to get us as fathers to remember that it doesn't always take hitting and smacking and cussing for sure. Huh? Yeah, we need some whooping sometime. Don't we, Lionel? But you see, it didn't kill us either, did it? Some of us, it kept us out of the grave. Huh? But you got to understand, there's still a way that seemeth right to us as parents, and we erred along the way and still do. And God is trying to get us back on track to hear his voice. And it begins, if you notice, it's beginning at home. You train your child at school, out the streets, at home. If I can't find love at home, I ain't going to find love.